Yes, good morning everyone. Okay, so we had come across with our last class with the different types of associations there. Okay, so that was association is nothing but a link which associates between any two respective classes there. Okay, there can be any two respective classes, and between those class, okay, I can say that a class A is related with class B. Okay, so this relationship I call it across as with term called out as association there. Okay, with respect to association we have come across with different types of association there. Okay, whenever you have been asked across with this particular question called out as different types of association, always keep in mind, do not specify different forms of multiplicity, that is 1 1 1 asterisk 0 1. Okay, do not specify them. That is one part of an association, that is multiplicity. Okay, whereas you have different types of associations are these things that can be qualified association. Okay, it can be association class, then ordering, bags and sequences. Okay, then you have association end names. Okay, then one of the consequence is multiplicity. Okay, these are your different types of association there. Okay, these things we have come across with our last class there. Okay, so let us come across with today's class with one more terminology called it as generalization, which I use this term in form whenever I am using uniform modeling language there. Okay, that is unified modeling language, that is with UML. Okay, whereas when it comes across with implementation, that is with your object oriented programming language, so at that time I use across with this term called out as inheritance there. Okay, inheritance is nothing but wherein now whenever I say class A and class B, I am keeping those class A and class B at the same level. So I do not say that one is class A is superior than class B, or else class B is superior than A, or something like that. But when it comes across with the relationship of inheritance, which I am showing that it exists between any two classes, so at that time always keep in mind one class happens to be a superclass and the other classes whatever are there, it can be one class or else more than one classes there, so that I call it as subclass. Okay, mind my terms, it is nothing but whenever I show across with a relationship between the classes, okay, one happens to be a superclass and there can be a relationship wherein I can just show the relationship across any two classes, saying across one superclass and one subclass, or else one superclass, two subclasses, one superclass, multiple subclasses there. Okay, where now comes the thing that superclass, when I use the term called it as superclass, it means that it possesses something different as from different simple class there. Okay, superclass says that whatever common properties are there, or else whatever your respective functions are there, okay, your data members, functions, what happens to relate commonly between the classes, I define them or else I declare them in this term called out as superclass there. Okay, and these things, these data members and member functions, okay, whenever I say that there is an inheritance as a property which is existing between these two classes called out as class A and class B, then I straight away say that the things whatever are being used or else whatever are being declared in a superclass, all of them can be assessed by the subclass there. Okay, you need not multiple declare in a subclass. Okay, you need not declare in a subclasses saying across with these now, like for example in a superclass, if I have declared a variable called as int a b, okay, I need not declare them again in a subclass there. I can straight away make use of that a and b in my subclasses. Okay, so in my prior classes, if you remember, we had come across with this term called as encapsulation. Okay, else we can call it as one more term is called out as information hiding. Okay, so with my prior classes I had said you what do you mean by this information hiding is wherein I can say that these data members and these member functions, okay, I'll be encapsulating them to be safe within a class using these three respective different types of vivings there. Okay, vivings or else encapsulations there. Okay, what are those? One is called out as public, the second one is called out as private, and the third one is called out as protected. Okay, whenever anything whatever you declare in the private section, always keep in mind it happens to remain only within that particular class and it need not extend beyond that particular class. Okay, that is private. Okay, anything whatever you declare in the public section, always keep in mind that happens to be publicly available across the classes. Okay, that is public. Okay, whereas now comes the third one, that is protected. What do you mean by this protected now? Protected is nothing but this is a relationship which exists whenever I use this term called as inheritance, or else in other time I use the term called as superclass and subclass. Okay, anything whatever is declared in this protected section of a superclass, those all data members and all the member functions can be accessed directly by the subclasses without intimations there. Okay, this is an very important and special property because of which your object oriented programming has become an greater existence, or else it has improvised with its existence as compared to your traditional approach there. Okay, so the same thing, it's been discussed here also. Generalization as a term which I use in term of inheritance. Okay, generalization is a relationship between a class, the superclass, and one or more variations of the classes, as I said just now. Okay, so whenever subclass is using the properties of a superclass, I use this term called as inherit the features. Okay, each subclass is said to inherit the features of its superclass. Okay, so there is an level of organizations between the classes. Now, like for example, if I have class A and class B, okay, I just say it across with an simple association also, else I can call it as class A happens to be a superclass, class B happens to be a subclass. I can even define it like that also. Okay, so that is with generalization and inheritance there. Okay, directly let's come across with an example for the same. Okay, so here how is generalization shown in terms of UML there? That is, and your respective the same arrow mark. Okay, that's an triangle as an arrow mark. Okay, which is unfilled one. Okay, and it is pointing towards the superclass. Okay, now you can just see that it is a superclass, these are subclasses. Okay, it says that there is one superclass called as equipment. Okay, and this has three subclasses. Okay, that is called as pump, heat exchanger, and a tank. Okay, this is an example, okay, which has been shown. Equipment is what's the name of the equipment. Okay, then it can be who is the manufacturer of that equipment, weight of it, okay, cost of it. Okay, now I say that pump as a class is, and pump inherits the features of this equipment. So that's nothing but, now whenever I'm pumping, okay, I'm using across with a pump, I use suction pressure, then I use discharge pressure, flow rate, and other things. So whenever I'm doing it, okay, for this I require an equipment there. So indirectly I'm using all the features of this equipment in this class called as pump. Okay, yes, one more is heat exchanger. Okay, here also I have multiple number of data members. Always keep in mind, whenever I show across with a relationship between a superclass and a subclass, it's not hard and fast rule that whatever are there in this superclass, okay, only those data members should be there in the member functions. In the subclass. Okay, need not. It is an added property. It can make use of these data members whatever are declared here, and it can have its own features also. Okay, that is your feature of this inheritance there. Okay, this is one heat exchanger. One more is tank. Tank has volume, pressure. How are these all designed? This all are designed using these equipments there. Now these are three subclasses to the superclass called as equipment. Okay, one more you can just come across. Now pump. In pump only I have different types of pumps here. Centrifugal pump, diaphragm pump, then I have plunger pump. So these three are subtypes under this. Okay, then if I come across with a tank, so tank has another three different types there. Okay, it can be a spherical tank. Okay, then it can be a pressurized tank, else it can be floating roof tank there. Okay, these are all different types now. Okay, so whenever I say that these are different types of this main class, so I straight away associate them with this relationship called as generalization. Okay, now a work to you guys is, in my next interaction class I will ask an example which will be, you guys will be telling me an generalization property in your own real-time build there. Okay, real-time application I want from your side. Okay, I want an relationship which will tell me a relationship between a superclass and a subclass. You will be giving me an example. One is also fine, or else if at all two is there, that is better. Okay, so I'll be expecting that in your interaction class there. Okay, by this I'll get across to know whether you have watched the video or no. Okay, This is one. Okay, this is entirely. Now all of you guys are known with and class diagram. Okay, so what's a class diagram? Class diagram is an rectangular box which is divided into three subtypes into it, subsections into it. One happens to be the class name, the second one happens to be the data members, the third section happens to be the member function. Okay, anything like this, I say that this is one class diagram. Like this, I have multiple class diagrams with me. Okay, I start showing the relationship across those classes. Okay, when I show the relationship across them, those are being shown across through association as a term. Okay, whenever I say these are associated one, okay, these are related ones. Okay, then followed out with that, okay, you have come across to know what do you mean by data members, what do you mean by member functions. Okay, then you have come across with these properties called out as multiplicity, association end names, qualified association. Okay, else it can be like, for example, it can be an weak respective association, else it can be an association class. Okay, you have come across to know all of them. Okay, making use of all of them, I have given here an example is there of a class model. Whenever I show relationship amongst different classes and relationships using these all associations and different association types and other things, I call that one as a class model. Okay, so here you can just see I have window. Okay, in window, okay, wherein I just say across that these are data members to me, that is x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, if I say member functions, those are display, undisplay, raise, lower. Okay, then what are the subclasses under them? I can take it as scrolling window as one class, then canvas as one more class, then panel as one more class. Okay, these are my subclasses under this. Okay, then scrolling window, again I say text window, or else it can be scrolling canvas. When I say scrolling canvas, it is taking the properties from this canvas also. So what do I have here? This is one example wherein I can just say that the scrolling canvas is an class which exhibits from these two superclasses. It is taking some properties from scrolling window, it is taking some properties from canvas, and then this scrolling canvas has been built. Similarly here, shape. Okay, shape has two subclasses in it. One is line, then it is closed shape. Okay, this closed shape, again it is with polygon or ellipse. Okay, so polygon is being related across with a simple association called out as point. Okay, similarly on to the other side, here come across, it's with panel, then through panel I have panel item and an event. Okay, so these this panel item happens to be a direct subclass under this, so I call this as singly linked association or a singly linked inheritance there, where I have two classes, or else where I have one respective class, one respective subclass which is using two properties from two superclasses. I call this one as multiple inheritance. Okay, what is multiple inheritance there? Multiple inheritance is one subclass is built using two superclasses there. Okay, and here you can just see that this is one class, this is second, this is third. I have three subclasses to this main superclass, so I call this one as hierarchical inheritance there. Okay, this is called as hierarchical inheritance. So these are all different types of inheritance which is being shown across in this particular sample class model there. Okay, so this is with your sample class model and other things there. Okay, this completes your section also. Okay, so in the interaction class, let us come across with the same things there. Okay, doubts on the same. Thank you.